Yo, wagwan, what's good? Or if you prefer, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. Kitmanaman. And let's predict the final Premier League table for 2022-23. I'm here. I'm about to predict how I think this Premier League season is going to end, right? And straight off the bat, I'm just going to say this. This season is mad. So, between 12th and 20th, there are 4 points in it. 4 points. It is tight down there. And obviously at the top, Arsenal sitting pretty. And the top 4 race is a bit tight as well. The top 4, it's just a tight season, right? And as you can see, I've got Premier League teams' shirts next to me, right? They are all for sale, by the way. These are not for my personal collection, right? There's no way. Well, I've got a United shirt for my personal collection, right? I'll explain the story for that another time. Don't need a West Ham shirt. Definitely not a Liverpool shirt. And I can't actually believe that I've even touched this shirt. But it is for sale. They're all for sale. Hit me up on my Instagram, yeah, if you're interested, right? And before we get into what I think the Premier League table is going to look like come what may, make sure, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, yeah? So, in 20th, and I think Bournemouth are going to finish bottom of the table. I just don't think they've got enough firepower. They really haven't scored enough goals this season. Yeah. And other than Billing and maybe Solanke, I don't really see how they're going to get themselves out of this trouble. In 19th, I've gone for Southampton. Yeah, I think this is the end of the road in the Premier League for Southampton, unfortunately. I mean, they've always got a chance when they've got Ward-Prowse on set pieces, and that penalty that he took the other day was like with all of that pressure on him. But I think they're going to go down. In 18th, I am going to go with Leicester City. 2016 Premier League winners. They've fallen apart. Brendan Rodgers doesn't seem to have a clue what he's doing. Jamie Vardy, his age has finally caught up to him, I think. Letting Kasper Schmeichel go. Obviously, he wanted to go or whatever, but like they've just fallen apart. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't see them rescuing it. 17th, I'm going with Nottingham Forest. I think they will just about scrape it. They got a decent keeper in net. Gibbs White looks good. I think they'll just about scrape it. In 16th, I'm going with Crystal Palace. Just appointed Roy Hodgson as manager. And I think they will just about stay safe. Defensively, they haven't really been a problem this season. It's just their lack of goals. I do think Odsonne Edouard is due to actually do something, maybe. Just enough to keep them up. Obviously, they've got Wilfred Zaha, Everalci Eze, Elise. They have got good players. I just don't know if going forward for Crystal Palace, appointing Roy Hodgson is a good idea. It's like they've gone backwards. But it is what it is, and I think that they will just about stay safe. 15th, I've gone with West Ham. They are currently in the bottom, but they've got a couple games in hand. I think they're gonna have enough quality to escape, especially with Mr. Claret and Blue himself, Danny Ings. Burnley, Aston Villa, and now West Ham. He's like done the holy trinity of Claret clubs. Obviously, they've got Declan Rice, they've got Jared Bowen, they've got Ben Rama. They've got quality in their team, and I think they'll be fine. And they've got Moyes as well, seasoned vet. In 14th, I've gone with Wolves. I don't really have much comment to say on Wolves. I think I'm judging that based on what they've got going on at the moment. I think they might just sneak it and stay safe. In 14th, I've gone with Leeds. I think Leeds again, they've got enough quality to, stay safe. 12th, I've gone with Everton. Yeah, I think Everton will probably stay up quite comfortably. They've got Sean Dyche in charge. They've got quality. They've got an energetic midfield. They've got a decent defence. Lacking a bit in the goal scoring, but I do think that they'll be fine. Yeah, like I'm saying, this is all my opinion. This is based on more gut instinct than anything. How I think the table's going to end up. But yeah, from 12th down to 20th, in reality, it could be any three of those teams that go down. I do think, though, Southampton and Bournemouth are a shoo-in to go down, but that third relegation spot is any one of like 5 teams. Into 11th, Villa, they're 10 points clear of anything that's going on behind them, so I think they're safe. And I think solid mid-table for them. In 10th, I'm going to go with Fulham. They've kind of gone off the boil a little bit. They've been really, really good so far this season with Paulinho in midfield. Mitrovic's goals have dried up. And obviously with the mad sending-offs that they got against Man United, I think they're probably going to drop points with Willian being suspended, the manager being suspended and that. So I think they will finish 10th, which I think is good for Fulham. In 9th, I'm going with their West London mates, Brentford. What a team. What a model that they've got going on there. I think Ivan Toney is a great striker, aside from all of the weird stuff that he does off the pitch. I think 9th will be good for them. I know they're currently higher in the table. They're 8th, but I think the team that I put above them, another team from West London, Chelsea, as much as I want to banter Chelsea, they spent 700 gazillion pounds this season on transfers. They signed up players to like 17-year contracts, and they're moving mad, and they can't buy a goal or a win for love nor money at the moment, it looks like. But I do think they have got quality in it. Like we can't just dismiss that they've got quality players. I would love them to get relegated, yeah, Chelsea. But I think that they will climb a few places from 10th, where they are now, into 8th. In 7th, I've gone with Brighton and Hove Albion. Again, what a club. I think Brighton are probably my second favourite team in the Premier League at the moment. Just watching what they're doing is amazing, and just the ability to just replace player after player after player. Like, they're a top team, top manager, top whatever. Like, their recruitment, they're just top. Yeah, Matoma looks good, and I mean, if I had a bit more balls, I might have even put them finishing a bit higher, but I think my gut is telling me 7th is about right for Brighton. 6th, I've gone with Tottenham Hotspur. They're a mess. They're a shambles. And if they didn't have Harry Kane, I would probably predict them to plummet into like 8th or 9th with Chelsea and battle out that little battle that they've got going on there. But with Harry Kane up top, they've always got a chance. Even though they are currently in 4th, they're 2 games ahead of everyone else below them. So I do think they're going to finish 6th. In 5th, I've gone with Newcastle, flying at the beginning of the season. And Isaac is back, and he is fit, and he's doing his thing. Almiron's kind of gone off the boil a little bit. But I think this season, this is probably their realistic aim. I think they're probably even ahead of where they probably wanted to be. And they do have every chance of finishing 4th. But I think they're just not going to have enough to get over the line. But this is the sign of things to come for Newcastle, I think. And I think the rest of the Premier League need to be really, really scared with all of that money that they've got. So now it's time for my top 4 Champions League spots. I've gone with Liverpool in 4th. I'm not sure why. I think maybe they've just built up a lot of credit in the bank for me as to their quality and what they're actually capable of. They've got quality players. When you've got Mo Salah on your team, I think you're always going to get goals. We can see that they saw goals after they done these lot. Yeah, I think they're going to creep that 4th. I think it's going to, for Liverpool, I think it's going to go down to the last day of the season. And I think they're just going to pull it out of the bag and secure that top 4. And I'm just going to say this now. I think Darwin Núñez is a quality player. And I think the stick that he gets is a bit much. In 3rd, I think it's probably the easiest position to pick. I am going to go with Manchester United. Rashford's on fire, mate. Casemiro, obviously, he's picked up another suspension, but he's top quality. Luke Shaw, Fernandes, like, they're a quality team. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Obviously, when Eriksen comes back as well, he'll add depth to their team. They're a good team. Erik ten Hag's on smoke. Part of me is actually quite happy that Manchester United are back. All right, don't get mad at me. But when I grew up, it was Arsenal, Man United, just on smoke. Yeah, and I think it just feels right that Arsenal are doing well again and Man United are doing well again. I mean, they're on course for like a cup treble, aren't they? It's what you've all been waiting for. It's time for me to predict who I think is going to finish 2nd and 1st. Right? Manchester City and Arsenal are top of the league, the 2nd and 1st, and 11 points between Man City and United. So, barring a cataclysm from either team, I think United 3rd, City and Arsenal are going to be untouched at the top. And before I tell you, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Yeah? I am going to go... you see, this is difficult, right? I've got something written down. Right? I've got something written down, yeah, on my laptop. But now I'm here, I'm conflicted. Right? I feel nervous even just thinking about it and talking about it. Like, my stomach, as we speak right now, is in knots. So, my head is telling me that Arsenal are going to finish 2nd and Man City are going to do what Manchester City do and just hunt like absolute wild savages and just take it off of us right at the last minute. But my heart is telling me, yeah, that Arsenal are going to be bomber clock Premier League champions 2022, 2023, yeah? Just so you know, I've got it written down, yeah? I don't know if you can see that, but I've got it written down that I've got Arsenal to finish top of the Premier League table. And guess what? I'm going with my full chest. Arsenal are going to win the fucking league. Yeah? We're going to win the league, man. Come on, Arsenal. Yeah? I just hope that in a few months' time, in 10 games' time, I'm not sitting here regretting coming out with all of this chest. Yeah? Listen, I'm aware of the animal that Man City are and the pedigree that Manchester City have got for winning the league from ridiculously bad situations. Yeah, last season, last game of the season, Steven Gerrard, yeah, manager of Aston Villa, 2-0 up. Last game of the season, Liverpool doing their thing, winning their game. Right? Gerrard has that chance to kind of atone for that slip against Chelsea. Yeah, and get that honorary Premier League medal that he so dearly craved as Liverpool player and captain. And out of the clutches of, I don't know, the footballing gods just had a different story written. Yeah, Man City win the game 3-2. Man City are champions. Listen, I know what they're like. Liverpool have played 4 perfect seasons, and Man City have only let them have 1. Right? And I'm also aware that Arsenal are the only team to be ahead at Christmas and not win the league. I am also aware that when we went to that year, is it 2009, when we were winning the league and Eduardo got his leg broken and we capitulated, right? I'm aware of last season, right? When top 4 was in our hands. Very quite similar situation to what we've got going on now with the top of the league. And we capitulated. But Arsenal just feel different this season. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not trying to gas the thing. Like, it just feels different. Like, Arsenal's mentality is different. Yeah, the last minute winners that Arsenal keep getting, it just feels different. And I know we can't rely on last minute winners and stuff, but when you look at all of the great Premier League winning teams, all of the teams that win the league, they pull out results just out of nowhere. And we're doing that. The confidence in the team right now. I just think we're going to do it. And I think it's all built from the capitulation last year. Like, people keep talking about, oh, Manchester City have got all this experience. And yes, they do. But I think Arsenal also have experience. Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, Premier League winners with Man City. Yeah, Arteta was Pep Guardiola's number 2. Yeah, he's been there, he's seen it. I know it's different, but we're not talking about his credentials. I think his credentials are clear to see. Thomas Partey, he is a La Liga champion, right? Listen, like the signings that we made, Trossard, Jorginho, top signings. They've come in and they've hit the ground running. They've done exactly what we needed them to do. And like I was saying, last season, that disappointment, like, most teams, to get better, they have to go through a very difficult period. And Arsenal went through the very difficult period and come out of it, like, shining. Leicester City done the same thing when they won the league. Yeah, they won the championship. They came up to the Premier League, and that first season they were bottom at Christmas, if you remember. Yeah, and they were losing games 3-2 and 4-3, and like they were leaking goals. And then the second half of that season, they just went crazy and they stayed up. They were comfortable. And then the next season, they just won games and they kept winning and and everyone's waiting for them to fall off. And they just carried on going and they won the league. And I think this is our chance. This is our time. We keep going. Every single test that's been put in front of us, we've passed. And if we haven't passed it, we bounce back. Arsenal are gonna win the league, right? If you agree, yeah. If you disagree, deal with it in the comments, right? I've been Kitmanaman. Peace. Arsenal are gonna win the league. Yeah, we're gonna win it. Yeah? Catch me partying down in North London when we win the league, man. Come on, Arsenal.